Wait, what? Wait, I can't hear you. Oh, that's better. What'd you say? I'm such a loser. Hi, what's up? My name is Haley. Today you're gonna listen to me ramble about why I don't have ears. I kind of made this like a get ready with me, where I kind of do bits of my makeup, but then I realized I'm incapable of multitasking, so I kind of just did the rest of my makeup off camera and then continued to ramble. So today we're talking about why I don't have ears. What's up? Can I hear? What? So if you'd like to know what's up with that and why I just don't have ears, keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna do the YouTuber thing. Okay, bye. Alright, some tea. This is my third or fourth time trying to film this video, and I feel like every time I try to film this, I sound like a rambly idiot. And this video is actually important to me, so I'm like making myself a little bit insane. It like kind of has to be perfect for me. So let's try this again. It's gonna be like a part like get ready with me, so you can kind of watch me do my like everyday makeup. And then also I'm answering questions about why I don't have ears and what that's all about. Part of me was like, maybe I should just like sit and talk, but I don't think I'm interesting enough for you to just want to sit and watch me talk. Maybe one day I can live out that like Tana Mojo fantasy, but today is not that day. Womp womp. Anyways, so get some coffee. It's gonna be a long video. So I guess I can kind of explain the makeup I'm doing too, and then just like take it from there. But to kind of give like a general lowdown, like what my tea is, I have a condition called microtia. In my case, it's bilateral microtia because it's on both sides. And what that means is microtia, literally like the translation or like the meaning of it is literally just like little ears, which is one fucking adorable. But that's basically what it is. So my ears just kind of look like this. So I don't really have like an external ear, and then I have problems internally, as I am also hard of hearing. So that's like my main thing. But with that, also, as soon as I start doing my makeup, I lose my train of thought. With that, my condition kind of falls under like an umbrella condition, but my diagnosis kind of doesn't like, it doesn't fall under one specific thing. I kind of have bits of everything. Or like that's kind of what I picked up from like what my doctors have been saying over the years. But I realized when you like grow up a pediatric patient and you've been going to these appointments since you were like so little, you kind of blank out, and I just like would let my parents like deal with it and listen to what was going on, and then I got older and was like, I don't know what I have. So this is like my main kind of like sum up. So the condition that I'm like closest to is golden hair syndrome, but I don't entirely have that either. But with that, I had my whole jaw reconstructed because my face also had problems. About like 5-6 years ago, I had my jaw reconstructed because I basically didn't have like a bottom jaw. Everything kind of just like went into my neck, and you know, it needed to be fixed. For one, like aesthetic reasons, but also like it was affecting like my speech and how I would bite and things like that. So had to get fixed, and it was like a surgery. It was so big, but like when you're getting a surgery like that, like you're prepping kind of for years basically. Like I had braces for like 5 years leading up to it, kind of get everything else lined up for it. You're constantly getting like your health checked up on basically at the hospital, so like you're always strong enough to go in for this surgery, because something like this, it was like a big 8-hour procedure. They like broke my jaw. It's like was like throwing up blood in the ICU after. Like it was like really intense, so they have to make sure that you're like Gucci for it. So that was fun. So that was part of everything. And then I also had surgeries to get my hearing aid. So with that, I wear a bone anchored hearing aid. I wear it only on one side. I can get one on the other side, but that requires another not fun surgery, and I don't really feel like it's worth it for me. I'm kind of like comfortable in my like not being able to hear. Because because the surgery to get it, I was super young. I believe it was like a multiple step surgery. Like I would go in, they would like put the implant in, then I would like come back out, and then I think that's how it was. I was super young. I was probably like in the 2nd and 3rd to 4th grade. I don't know, getting them. Like getting the surgeries. But I just remember being like super bandaged up and in a lot of pain. And with having a surgery, like with having a hearing aid, you're always like so conscious of it being there and like not getting it like knocked off when you're like somewhere busy or like whatever it is. And it does have some complications, so I'm always just like, I don't know if it's worth it for me to get another one. So that's kind of like my main gist of what's up. See, I'm like really incapable of like doing more than one thing at once. Yeah, so I decided I wanted to be more open about like my differences and having disability, because I don't know, I've just been like hiding it for so long, and like over the last almost a year now I've been open about it online, and I kind of realized I started being open but never fully gave like a backstory and never fully explained. So when I open questions that people have a lot of questions, because I kind of was just like, haha, what's up, I don't have ears, and then just like pieced out and never really talked about it. So this is my chance to do so, because I do want to be open about it. To me, it's just something that like I've had my whole life, and I almost don't know where to start when I'm explaining it. So with that, I opened up my questions on Instagram and just kind of took questions that you guys have, because honestly, if you know me, I will just ramble. It's like 10:45 in the morning right now. I will ramble for the next literally like 4 hours. So we're gonna keep this structured, and I'm gonna answer questions that people have actually asked. So I got a really sweet message from a woman on Instagram. She asked if my conditions like run in my family, because her daughters were, I'm not sure if there was a typo in this, if 1 or 2 of her daughters were born with microtia or not, but it doesn't run in the family. There's like a multiple questions in this, so we're gonna take this like step by step. So first question, does it run in my family? No, it does not, as far as we know. As far as I know, we've like looked back pretty far. My family is kind of everywhere. When she's Mr. Worldwide, like it's me. I'm totally joking. But as far as we know, I'm the only person with my conditions. Next part of this question, she is asking about reconstructive surgery, because it's something that her daughter seems to be thinking about, as her daughter's like getting bullied in school right now. Okay, that's a tough one. One, to the woman that wrote me that question, if you're watching this, I am like very sorry to hear that your daughter is being bullied in school right now because she's different. That's just brutal. I totally get it. I like went to public school. I like did the whole spiel. Like I get it. Kids are brutal. Like that's just it. And I wish that there was like something more that you can do about it. But kids are just gonna be until they grow up. And sometimes they don't even grow up. So in terms of reconstructive surgery, it is something that we've, like myself and my family, we've all looked at. But I don't know, it's just something that obviously I haven't done it, but it's definitely been something that we've like looked at a lot and talked about a lot on and off over my life. But it's just a really permanent change. It's a really permanent decision to make, and it's not one that I think I want to make. When I was younger, I'm not sure how young this girl's daughter is, but when I was younger, I definitely was like so ready to do it and just like get rid of my microtia ears and just like be like everybody else. But I don't know, it's just very permanent. There's other procedures I could do, like I wear prosthetic ears typically in public. I'm trying to like even lessen that now just because they can be uncomfortable. I'm gonna get into the prosthetics later though. But yeah, like there's a procedure I could do where my prosthetics will kind of click on the way that my hearing aid does, but with that even I have to put implants in and then remove my microtia ears, and I don't even want to do that. So for me, I kind of identify with it now, and it's like a really big part of my personality, so I wouldn't want to do it now. But like most things, like science has gotten just so amazing over even like the last like 20 years that I've been looking at these surgeries. Like things have just gotten so amazing over time. So if you were to do a reconstruction, like it'll look amazing. That's just something that you have to, that's a decision that's so personal, you do have to make it for yourself. But like the results just look fantastic now. So if that's something that you're interested in, the option is there. Yeah, I kind of just like learned to grow in myself and just realize that like this is a part of me that I learned to love and accept. It's still hard, but I don't think I would do the reconstructions now. So yeah. See, I'm just gonna keep rambling. Next question. Someone asked if something causes these conditions. As far as I know, no. Like my mom was super careful when she had me, like when she was pregnant, didn't drink or smoke or even like be near anybody smoking, or like she was so careful. So I'm just like part of the statistic of like people that have microtia and whatever. So it just happened, I just got lucky. So nothing caused it. Someone says that they have microtia too. At the beginning, did you try to hide it? How was the decision of showing it to the world? Yeah, absolutely. In school, like my whole life, I didn't wear my hair out. Like I had my hair down and would like tug at my hair down to cover my ears. Like my whole life. Like I stopped tying my hair up when I was probably like 5 or something. I don't even, the thing is like kids weren't even mean in like kindergarten, like that age, or at least I don't remember it or didn't like register that kids were treating me different. I went to private school for the first like from grades like 1 to 3, and the thing is kids weren't even like that mean there. Kids were like, girls were really cliquey, and I remember that. But then I got to public school in like 4th grade and kids were awful. Like I don't know what it was, maybe it was like my, I don't know, maybe it was like my area. Kids were terrible. So I definitely hid it. Like that's like more so when it got really intense and I just like never tied my hair up again. Like yeah, I definitely tried to hide it. And then I got my, I did this the last time I filmed this video too. One sec. Okay, so come end of high school, I'm gonna start university and I get prosthetic ears. I got them made. I went to a hospital near me and I got prosthetics made. They're like made of like medical grade silicone, I think. I know nothing. But I got prosthetics made. So now I would just like wear these every day. So I got these before starting university, and now I am a year post-grad. So it's been about like 5 years. And yeah, this was like another way of hiding it, but in a different way, because this gave me a lot of confidence. I'm just like flapping these ears around. The ears gave me a lot of confidence because it got me to like cut my hair shorter and like just kind of like be more outgoing. And like the thing is, it's like pretty clear that they're like fake and glued on. You glue them on with like medical grade adhesive. I use a couple different kinds just so they're like really stuck on. But yeah, I went to like an arts university. It was kind of the best, and everyone was different, and I was just like, it. I like started cutting my hair, started kind of trying to like grow into myself. So the ears definitely helped with that. But now here I am like 5 years after wearing them every day, and I don't hide it as much. Especially this last year, I've been like, I stopped hiding it online and I've been slowly trying to not hide it in person, which has been really refreshing. I went to LA like 2 weeks ago now. I went to like party with some brands. I like did some shoots. It was like kind of a dream trip, I'm not gonna lie. I like shot in Milk Studios, which was like a big dream of mine. Partied with my buddies with like at Milk Makeup. I like did all these things that like I felt like I was like manifesting for the last like 2 years. And I made it a goal to not wear my ears on this trip. I just went and like networked and partied and did it like as authentically me as I could. So I'm trying to wear my prosthetics less, and I'm trying to just like own me, which has been a really nice feeling, but it's definitely taken me a long time to get here, but I'm working on it. I've also stopped doing my makeup completely, which brings me to my next question. How has makeup changed, if it has, your relationship with like my differences and my disabilities? I think makeup came into my life like really young. Like I was probably like 10, 11 years old when I started playing with makeup. I don't know, I think it was partially my way of like learning to be proud of my appearance, because it gave me some control of what I looked like. It gave me like a creative outlet. I got to kind of suddenly get control of like part of my appearance essentially, instead of just being told like you're gonna go in for these surgeries, you have these things that you can't control. This was like my way of being like, okay, well now I can control this, even if it's just like a cat eye or something. It like meant a lot to me. And it's just more so a thing where like it's hard when people are just noticing you for the things that you don't want them to notice you for, i.e. like when I'm not as comfortable with my ears or whatever it is, and that's like, I could see people noticing it and that's like the first thing that they're looking at. It's the only thing that they're looking at. I'd much rather people notice me for something that I choose for them to notice, i.e. when I have like crazy glued to my face, or I like do weird makeup or whatever it is. I'd rather you notice something I put hours of work into and something that I'm really proud of. So that's kind of it. Makeup's definitely come into play in terms of like how I deal with having these differences and how I just kind of like navigate the world as a disabled person. That was a long-winded answer. I talk so much, I'm sorry. I'm still doing my makeup and I keep forgetting where I'm at. You know what, I came to the conclusion that this video was gonna be even longer if I kept trying to do my makeup, so I just finished it off camera. Anyways, back to me having no ears. So another question I got, did you gradually lose your hearing, or was it one day when it happened? It was just kind of when I was born. I don't think my hearing has necessarily gotten worse. It ain't good, but I don't think it's gotten worse. I have to go in for like an audiology exam every like couple years, I think. You'd think I would like keep track of when I go in for appointments and things, but I really do not. But as far as I know, I typically do ask like, am I more deaf now? But it seems like it like stays kind of stagnant. I just like generally can't hear very well. Okay, next question. A friend of mine next question. A friend of mine asked, how did life change for you after getting your hearing aid implant? It changed drastically, but also not very much at all at the same time, because I got it quite young. Like by the time the procedures for this implant were done, I was probably like 10, I think. So with that, like I had a hearing aid prior, but it was like a non-invasive, like it was not an implant. It was just one that you kind of stick onto a sound conducting bone with like literally tape. It wasn't very good, which is why I got like the bone anchored hearing aid. So it was nice because I didn't have to deal with the challenges of that hearing aid anymore, because that one wasn't an easy experience, especially if you're like I distinctly remember being a child and like running around in the summertime and like my hearing aid sounding worse and worse as I would get sweatier, and it would like slowly start like falling because I was sweating and like, you know, like 6 years old and it was summertime and whatever. And I distinctly remember like the sound quality being really terrible and almost kind of like tinny and like, oh, like awful. Not a good sound. When that would happen and it would just kind of like sweat off. So I got to experience like a new level of like hearing. So that was really cool. But granted, like this new, like my bone anchored hearing aid does give me a lot of challenges as well, although the hearing quality gets better as the years go on, because I get a new one I believe every like 5 years. So of course they change and the sound quality changes, and each one is a new learning curve because it's a new, I'm learning how to hear again every 5 years with like a new processor. But this does provide its challenges. The one kind of really thing about it that you might see me like kind of rambling about on my Instagram if you follow me, every like once a year or so I like end up in the emergency room because I'm not sure if it's like getting infected or if like something's happening, because there's been times where like something randomly will go wrong with the implant and I'll just like, my head will get really swollen and it'll really hurt and I'll get these really awful like pressure headaches and my head will just like bleed all over my pillow and I can't do all of these things. And I go to the emergency room every time and they're always kind of like, you have something foreign in your body and your body's just kind of like always gonna reject it. So that's fun. It's not fun at all. Yeah, so that's like the main challenge with it, along with like always being concerned in like crowded places. Like I go to a lot of concerts, so I just take my hearing aid off during it because the sound is loud enough that I can still enjoy it. But places like that where like if it's crowded, like, or if I'm concerned about like anything hitting it, like I'm always taking my hearing aid off or things like that. So it's something to always be conscious about. But in terms of like quality of life, quality of sound, it's really lovely. I can hear, and that's like pretty amazing. So my life has definitely changed having it, but for the better, of course. A lot of like really sweet messages being like, I have microtia, you're so like inspiring, which is so lovely. I've been getting, since posting openly, I've been getting a lot of messages from like parents and kids, either like parents of children with microtia or golden heart or any sort of similar condition, or just like the kids with it, and like it's so sweet. My heart melts when I like meet new buddies that like have the same thing as me, because I didn't meet somebody with anything similar to myself until I was probably like 15, I want to say. There is, I don't know if About Face is outside of Canada, I think it's just in Canada, but if you live in Canada, there is a organization called About Face. They're not paying me to say this, I just love them so much, and I've been involved with them since I was like probably 15 or so. And they are an organization for people with facial differences, and they're just the best. And that's where I met friends of mine that have microtia, friends of mine that have different conditions, and we all just kind of like hang out and talk about our shit, and it's really awesome. So meeting a group of people with similar issues as me has really helped. So I mean, maybe more so like advice for other people with this, or parents of children with maybe more so like less common conditions especially. Try to find these organizations, let Facebook be your best friend for finding these things, because it has made the biggest impact on my life. Like it's like really changed me to meet other people, and like it's really awesome. I have this one friend, Katie, shout out if you're watching. She was probably like my first friend that I really met with microtia, and we like always message each other like, my head is bleeding, like what do I do, or like has this happened to you, or like whatever it is. And it's actually so lovely because it's clearly like not a super common thing, so to have a friend that you can just kind of like relate to and talk with about, you know, your like kind of uncommon conditions is fun. So that's really great. Getting a lot of questions about like the implant that I have, slash like when I got it and what the adjustment was like, which I kind of already covered. Yeah, I guess those are the main questions. I'm trying to think of my own kind of last bit of 2 cents to put into this. This is why I keep filming this video and then deleting it, because I want to just make sure that I say everything that I need to say, because this is such a big part of my life. I feel like I sound like such an idiot, but basically, like, I guess the last thing I want to leave you with, like, if you are someone with either microtia or a condition, any sort of like physical or mental condition, that's that's especially like less common. Like, I hope that you can find some sort of peace with it, and that you can kind of let it be part of you. Because I feel like my quality of life and the way that I feel about myself has really improved since kind of just coming to terms with the fact that like I don't have ears, and it's cool, it's fine. It's hard when I see messages from like parents or kids that are like being bullied because of these things, because obviously like one, kids already suck. As you can tell, like being bullied as a child really caused some trauma that I'm still working through as an adult. But kids are just gonna fucking suck for a while, and like that's the one thing that like I always feel so terrible when I get messages about it and I see parents struggling to see their kids going through it and kids struggling going through it, because like you can't change who's around you, and that's I think one of the hardest things about being any sort of different. So I do hope that you find the like strength and the courage to move through it, and that you can find some comfort and some peace in yourself. Find yourself a hobby that makes you feel really good about yourself. In my terms, like in my case, it was makeup, and like literally painting shit on my face and just like you know, it became a career for me, so hopefully that you can find the same thing. But yeah, you just gotta work through it and just like find peace. Be proud of yourself for being different, because like you look so sick, you're so cool. And yeah dude, if you have any other questions though, in case I just kind of rambled and didn't really answer anybody's questions, or if you have new questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I realize I like always hint at like something being part of my past or going through something, and I never really like talk about it. So if you guys have any questions about anything, it doesn't even have to pertain to me not having ears, feel free to ask, because I'm an open book and I'm a narcissist, so I will just sit and talk to my camera. So let me know if you have any other questions. But thank you so much for watching. I wanted to say also a huge thank you to everybody that's been so supportive over this last year of me like kind of almost like coming out with this. When I was younger, like I never would have imagined being like so open, and also like so open online and traveling without like just with showing my ears and shit. So thank you, because everyone's been so incredibly lovely. Yeah, there's been like the odd troll, but now I have the confidence to tell those trolls to f off. So I feel pretty badass. So anyways, thank you to everybody for being so lovely. Please continue to reach out, ask me your questions. Let's be buddies. Yeah, thank you so much.